In this video we're going to talk about finding markdowns. There's two PBR circles we're going to use when we find markdowns. One gives us selling price, percent markdown, and then the dollar amount markdown. And the other one will give selling price the complement of the percent markdown and give us our new selling price, or what we actually have to pay. Alright, for the first question it says Yonkers marked down a dress from $68 to $44. How much was the dress marked down and what was the percent markdown? So if we give this one a shot, we're going to actually do some subtraction first to find our dollar markdown. How much did this dress decrease in price? So we would have $68 minus $44 and we get 24 bucks. So that's the dollar amount markdown. Meaning that if I go to my PBR circle, I know that the dollar amount markdown was $24 on a dress that was originally 68 bucks. If I do that division, 24 divided by 68, I end up with a not so pretty decimal, but we're going to round it. It gives us 0.3529, on and on and on. We're going to round it to 0.3529%. Oops. So a 35% markdown. Alright, now this question is a little bit different because it says Dunham's is selling a kayak with a 20% markdown. The original price was $235. What is the new selling price of the kayak? So if we give this one a shot, we'll draw our PBR circle, but this time I'm going to be filling in the original selling price of $235. The 20% markdown, I could find the markdown and subtract it from the $235 if I want. Otherwise, I can understand that if 20% is the markdown, that means 80% is the actual price of the kayak. So 235 times 0.8, and I get $188, which would be the price of the kayak. Alright, now the next problem is actually a situation where we have multiple markdowns and markups. So when we read the problem, it says Best Buy bought a laptop for $650 and applied a 35% markup on selling price. Now right there is your first step in the problem. We have to figure out what is the selling price. Now it goes on to say they did not sell, so they marked the item down 15% on the selling price. It still did not sell, so Best Buy decided to apply a 5% markup. So it's gone down. It's gone, up first, then down, now up again, and then finally, during a holiday special, the laptop was then marked down 20%. So it's gone up, down, and we're going to figure out all of these changes with several PBR circles. So the first thing we want to start with is our PBR circle for finding the original selling price. So if I start this out, we're doing a markup circle here, so I have 650 as my cost. There's a 35% markup, which means that 65% is my cost. So if I divide that, 650 divided by 0.65, I get $1,000, which is my original selling price with a 35% markup. Now I'm going to use that $1,000 in my next PBR circle, where I plug in $1,000, and now according to that there's a 15% markdown. Now I want to find the new selling price after the 15% markdown, so I don't necessarily need to find 15%, I want to find 85%, and 1,000 times 0.85 is $850. Now with the third PBR circle, I'm going to use my new selling price, $850. That's after a 15% markdown. And now I need to apply a 5% markup. So I'm going to pay that $850 plus 5 more percent. So I'm going to actually use the or 100% plus the 5% to find out what my new selling price is. So 850 times 1.05 would be $892.50. Now I'm going to use that PBR circle to apply the 20%, that selling price to apply the 20% marked down. So $892.50, and now again, I don't want to know the 20% because all I want is the selling price here. I want to do 0.8 because that's what I have to pay. And 892.50 times 0.8 actually gives us a nice round number of $714. So our selling price is $714. That's what Best Buy is selling it after the markup, markup, and back down again. But there's a second part to this question, and that is, what is the overall percent markdown? Now, in order to do this, we need to figure out how much money did this laptop drop during this time. So it started at $1,000, and it went down to 714. So if I subtract those, I should be able to come up with the difference, which comes out to be $286. Now my final PBR circle is going to be finding percent markdown. I know that the portion is 286, that's the markdown. My original selling price was $1,000, and if I divide those, I end up with 0.286, or 28.6%. It's a lot of work, but it's definitely doable.